I'm back. This video is gonna be my barbecue ribs dinner with mashed potatoes, and coleslaw. First things first is I've been sick recently, so before I leave the house, I do have to give myself a dose of my nebulizer medication, and I have to take about 5 different medications to be able to go outside because when I'm having some type of other illness, it just exacerbates my asthma, and no matter what I do, there's just nothing that will squash it. So this is me getting ready for my day to go to the pharmacy, and I went to CVS to pick up some more nebulizer medication. I was running out, and I had to fix my insurance and get it together because I was really getting sick. And I got to Walmart, and especially when I'm sick, I cannot walk around, so I do have to use those mechanical carts. This is me picking out the meats. At Walmart, they had them on sale. That's the reason why I had ribs that night, because they just had great prices. And when I got it home, I seasoned it up real well. I used oregano, thyme, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder. I typically will put on either some beef bouillon, and at the same time, I decided that I was going to start to cook my ham hocks. These take about 5 hours to cook. This wasn't going to be about this meal. I was actually cooking this for the next day's meal. So I thought I'd start the ham hocks while I am making my ribs, just to make my life the next day a lot easier. And I just learned how to make them, and they taste so good that I figured, let me make some more ham hocks. I love them in my beans, and thought that I always listen to my best friend about it. So here are my potatoes. I always cut off the skin and dice them in half or cut them in half before I boil them. And this is the best way to make great mashed potatoes. Here's my water. I am getting it to a boil, and I'll be adding in my potatoes that will be cooking. You want to cook them until fork tender, just so that you can mash them up and get them just, of course you want to cook them until fork tender, so that you can mash them up and make them into mashed potatoes. Because this is just me showing off my moves and letting y'all see everything that I have to go through to get these fresh mashed potatoes made. This is me checking back in with these ham hocks. As you can see, the water is dissipating. I'll add more water in a minute. Alright, so that's my garlic in a foil, and I'm putting my ribs in the oven. The way I cook them is 30 minutes each side. Oh, this is me going back to La Bonita. I forgot to get onions and cilantro. So I, in the middle of cooking, had to go back to La Bonita. And, I had to go to La Bonita because we went to Albertsons and Walmart earlier. So I actually took a trip to La Bonita to get some fresh veggies for my meat. This is the deli section, the hot food section. And I kind of missed this place. So back to back to dinner. When I got back home, I checked on my meat, and this is the first side. I turned it over because I cook it on the back side first. Here it goes. And then after 45 minutes, I'll turn it to the other side. I am mashing my potatoes. I kind of wanted to keep the sound in on this part because it's a little gratifying to hear the sound of the potatoes mashing. So you notice that change. I wanted to keep the sound. So I am checking on the beans. I am in love with my beans. They taste so good. I'm still trying to perfect the recipe as far as the flavor profile, but each time I make it, I'm just trying to savor what that's going to taste like. I love putting in my butter and my roasted garlic, as you can see there, so delicious.
Yeah.
And I am really in love with my garlic mashed potatoes. They are fire. So I actually melted butter and milk together. That's why it looks like butter at the top, then milk when it comes out. And here's me making my homemade coleslaw. I just put in about a half a cup of mayonnaise. A half a cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and sugar to taste. Um, that is most of the meal. So this is what I posted in Facebook. Um, Here is the ribs. They're about to get sauced because they're just about ready. I love taking this video because I always love making sure that I cook this meat properly so it stays tender and juicy. There you go. It's almost ready. The favorite part of cooking is when you get to see that all of your flavors are coming together. And this is me saucing that upside down part of the backside. And this time I put a lot of sauce on it. I typically will not necessarily salt my meat sauce my meat because I actually just like to dip my meat in sauce. But this time I decided to put some sauce on it because my husband really likes the ribs with sauce. And so I decided, since I'm making them different this time, I'll put the sauce on it while it's in the oven, which is typical of anybody who makes ribs. Now, I'm about to turn it over and do the other side, just to make sure that I get it sauced on both sides. I was having fun with this sauce. Back in the day when my kids were here, I used to put sugar in my barbecue sauce, but there goes those ham hocks again. This is me adding water. This is about the 3rd hour that I had these ham hocks cooking. I didn't turn these off until about midnight. And that's because I wanted to make sure that my beans were gonna be oh so tasty and have the most tender ham hocks in them. And you can see my mashed potatoes on the other burner. This is the ribs on the other side. They're out of the oven now. And I was ready to cut that open. I'll typically cut the portions. So this is a cut of the meat. I promise you, when you cook it the right way and just follow the instructions on the pack, they come out tender every time. Don't overcook them. They become tough. And they were the tenderest, most juiciest ribs to date. Bet. Bussin'. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone who has watched till the end. This was a delicious dinner that we had for 2 days after the fact. And my next video will be about the meal I made with the beans and the ham hock, which is the Belizean stewed chicken dinner. So check me out for that next video where I'm making that Belizean stewed chicken. And for all of the people who love ham hocks, here's some more ham hock video. for watching.